Hey, what's up guys? Scorpid here. Please like and subscribe to show your support. Heh heh.
Scorpid's eyes were set on finding a horse. He wandered into the stables where the chestnut mare, the pinto, and the brown horse were displayed. Each horse had its charm, but it was the pinto, with its unique white and colored patches, that caught Scorpid's eye. Despite the allure of the armored horses, their hefty price tags were too steep. So he chose the trusty pinto as his steed. Riding across the land, Scorpid reached Silverwing Refuge in Ashenvale. Eager to prepare for an upcoming challenge, he invested his remaining gold in Sentinel's blades, a Sentinel's medallion, and a unique pair of Protector's bands. Though it left him nearly broke, Scorpid was now well equipped for battle. With his new gear, he aspired to join his first raiding team, hoping his investment would prove worthwhile. However, his lack of battle potions and elixirs, essential for survival, lingered on his mind. Riding his steed south, Scorpid found himself at the southern edge of the Barrens, a desolate savanna. This harsh terrain was home to the quillboar, humanoid boar creatures notorious for their ferocity. Amidst this dry, hostile environment stood Razorfen Kraul, the quillboar's stronghold. An unremarkable entrance, hidden by thick vines and gnarled roots, led to a dark, damp world underground. Scorpid, with his stealth skills, slipped unnoticed into this quillboar city, aiming to target the quillboar leaders and take their valuable treasures for himself. Scorpid's first encounter was with Jargba, a quillboar adept in shadow magic. In a swift move, Scorpid interrupted Jargba's incantations with a well-timed kick, defeating him and claiming some modest treasure. The next challenge was Overlord Ramtusk, a formidable quillboar guarded by two loyal minions. Scorpid's blade flurry technique made short work of the guards, but Ramtusk, larger and stronger than most, proved a tougher adversary. After a grueling battle, Scorpid emerged victorious, claiming Ramtusk's prized two-handed axe, Corpse Maker, and other valuables. With these spoils, Scorpid's coffers grew, yet the dangers of Razorfen Kraul still lurked ahead. Deep within the labyrinth of Razorfen Kraul, Scorpid's journey became increasingly perilous. He navigated through the dark tunnels, avoiding traps and patrols. The quillboar, reviled for their barbaric habits and unkempt appearance, began to make him very uncomfortable. Scorpid avoided the detection of giant bats, and he confronted quillboar guards and spellcasters, dismantling a magical barrier that hid a shocking secret. A giant boar named Agathalos the Raging, armored and fierce. The battle was intense, but Scorpid triumphed, claiming Agathalos's valuable tusks. Atop her domain sat Chalga Razorflank, the cunning leader of the quillboar. In her thorny, open-air hut, surrounded by bones, she awaited Scorpid. Unlike the others, Chalga wielded potent lightning magic, striking Scorpid relentlessly. This battle was unlike any other. Scorpid had no counter for her powers. The fight drained him, pushing him to his limits. Chalga fell, leaving behind treasures worth the struggle. After the battle, Scorpid found a goblin merchant imprisoned in the kraul. In exchange for help escaping, the goblin promised rich rewards. Together, they navigated the lower tunnels, facing battle boars but avoiding the more dangerous quillboar. The goblin, surprisingly capable in combat, honored his word upon reaching safety. With his mission complete, Scorpid traveled to Gadgetzan. The shady goblin merchants there were more than willing to trade coins for his treasures acquired from the kraul. Scorpid's coffers filled with gold, marking the success of his daring venture. As he prepared to leave, his thoughts turned to the future. With enough gold coins for elixirs and potions, he was now ready to join a Nomeragon raiding party. The prospect acquiring high-quality treasure excited him. Scorpid boarded a vessel. At Theramore, heading back to the Eastern Kingdoms, his future seemed bright. Iron Forge, a hub of bustling activity, thrived on trade due to its proximity to Nomeragon, the location of Phase 2's raid. Scorpid, armed with a clear mission and sufficient funds, explored the city's auction house. Among his purchases were nature protection potions, destined to play a vital role in protecting him from the radioactive fallout within Nomeragon. Also, frost and fire protection potions lined his arsenal, offering an hour's worth of magical defense against whatever robotic death machines patrolled the old mechanical city. Ogre strength and agility elixirs, along with stone shield potions, were gathered as a final resort to be used when all hope is lost. Scorpid's journey led him to the Shady Dealers, a critical stop for crafting his own poisons. This preparation was a necessity for the daunting Gnome Aragon raid, possibly his only shot at joining a raiding team. Gnome Aragon raiding teams were notoriously selective. To be considered, one must have already conquered Gnome Aragon completely, a paradoxical requirement, given that joining a team often required prior experience. Equipment was another hurdle. The best gear typically came from within Gnome Aragon itself. Scorpid, despite investing heavily in Silverwind daggers, a magical amulet and magical rings, knew his gear was still seen as inadequate. His hope hinged on procuring superior equipment from Gnome Aragon, which would bolster his chances in being accepted for future raids. He only needed to be given a chance to prove himself. Gnome Aragon awaited.